So we have basically 3 questions that I will invite you to comment first. The 3 questions are: what do you expect, for example, this community to do for you, and what can you do for the community? The second one is how can we use our limited resources efficiently, particularly in academia. We don't have much GPU, and we also have limited time and lots of things to do. And lastly is what are the risks and how can we best manage and mitigate them? Because we can see these sometimes the power of these models are really beyond our imagination, right? So, and to some it can be scary. So can you briefly comment on these 3 questions?
Sure. Well, those are really big questions, and I don't think I have great answers to these questions. Well, let me start with the easier ones. Let me start with question 2. How can we use our limited resources efficiently? And we all have limited resources, even inside the company. And you may heard maybe, in the company we have hundreds, thousands of like GPUs, right? But it is limited compared to like the model you really want to build, right? And I think specific for universities, I really understand that people have like a small number of GPUs in the universities. I would provide 2 suggestions. The first suggestion is the research topic you choose, and you could choose like more data related questions, right? How to create a new data set, or how to create a new like a benchmarks. And those do not require, powerful GPUs to train the model, right? And this is one solution, one suggestion. And the other one is really, collaborate with the industry labs, right? For example, for my new job here at TikTok, and we do, we are encouraged to work with the universities and students to push the state of art on like the AI frontiers. I believe that there are many opportunities between the universities and companies to work together. Okay, and back to question 1, what do you expect this community to do? Okay. I think for me, I think I think there's one project that I'm working on, which is trying to survey and collect the vision related tasks and trying to convert them into like the vision instruction tuning data, right? Remember in the community, in the language domain, and there is a data set, there's a benchmark, there's a popular instruction tuning data set called Flan, right, which is essentially a collection of thousands of language tasks into one unified data set, so that people can do instruction tuning to let the model to understand the diverse set of language instructions, right? And in the vision domain, we only have some preliminary effort on this effort on collecting the diverse set of vision tasks. I think this is the one thing that requires the community effort, trying to organize them into like the same format, and then trying to work together to gradually increase the diversity and quality of the visual instruction tuning data. Okay, last question: what are the risks and what can we best manage? Okay. I don't really know, and I think this is, I think to me, the risks is that the gap between the university and the company. I gradually realized, I gradually realized that the companies that are really trying to push the performance upper bound, right, and which requires a lot of engineering, requires the engineering and the infrastructure support. But if you look at the universities, and because of the gap between because of the constraint of the GPUs, and I learned from the language community that for some of the PhD graduates, and it is not necessary for them to learn gradient descent. The reason is simply, even we learn gradient descent and know how gradient descent works, and we don't have the GPUs to really train the model. So instead of the PhD students start to learn how to do prompting and design the language and how to better query the model to get a response. I think this might be the risk for the future for the possible careers of the PhD students nowadays. I really think the basics are essential, and probably the PhD students should pick up the basic skills somehow, maybe through an internship or through some collaborations. And this is also, if we don't, this is also a risk, right, for the future of AI and our humans, right? And we humans and do not know what gradient descent is, and now it is like AI is more powerful than humans. Okay.
Thank you, Tungyan. So I know that it's almost the end of the time that you can spare us, but thank you again very much for joining us from Seattle, and wish you all the best. Hope someday we can meet in person. And if any of the committee members is visiting Seattle, you know who to reach out to, particularly for CVPR. Thank you, Tungyan, again.
Thank you so much, and nice to meet you.
Yeah, for rest of the committee members, we still have 10 minutes, right? So I would like you to invite you to comment on these 3 questions. Maybe I think if there are not too many people speaking, you can just unmute and share your view. Maybe we don't have to go through that raised hand. And so anyone want to comment on these 3 questions first? In particular, I want to invite maybe those invited speakers for the pitches. Maybe you can share your view, particularly those who have experiences, right? So if you raise some of these questions resonate with what you have thought in the past days or months or years, and we'll welcome very much you to share your perspective on these questions. Anyone want to speak? Or you can also raise up your hand if you like. Pete, would you like to comment? No one is volunteering, so I will try to, yeah.
Well, may I just echo your thanks for today's speakers? That was fascinating. I particularly appreciated that last thought on what was of value to, we mentioned PhD students, people being trained in this line of work. And I just thought that was a particularly important takeaway that for me as a PhD supervisor, and also as someone who hopes to continue to learn themselves, I think keeping in mind what's important to understand and ensuring that we empower the community to be able to learn those skills is a very helpful message to take away.
Thank you, Pete. Anyone else want to comment, or Pete, do you want to comment on other kind of questions? Anybody else want to comment?
Yes.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Douglas. I'm speaking from Newcastle University. I just want to make comment on the question 2 about managing our limited resources. I think I would like to suggest if we can make data that is being presented or discussed in this platform be made open source for members. I think it's one of the ways we can manage our resources very well for continuity of research and knowledge progression. I think it could be a way to manage our resources. So we don't spend much getting that sourcing for data in our analysis and evaluation process. Okay, that's my take here.
Thank you. That's very helpful. Yeah, we will try to make this open. And by the way, Chunyan has agreed that we can upload his keynote to YouTube. And I really thank Chunyan very much for his openness and for the sharing with us. Any other comments before we close? I think we got maybe 5 minutes more.
I've been just wondering if I could add a few things as well. I mean, first of all, thank you to you and the organizing committee for today. It's a fantastic afternoon for me, so thank you for that. I know a lot of efforts have gone behind the scenes. Thank you to all the speakers and attendees as well. To answer the 3 questions, just with my perspective, the first question, what do you expect this community to do? I think just continue with the good work that this community has done since its inception last year that you presented the timeline. I think what it has done so far is to raise the profile and awareness about the science of possibility for multimodal AI, choosing 6 domains. So I think we just need to keep pushing the envelope for research focus on right areas going forward using the multimodality. And what I can do for it is continue my contribution in the finance and economics domain. So that would be my first thoughts over the first question. Limited resource efficiently, I think we are already doing that by choosing to focus on 6 domains. And within that, we are trying to find out what are the cross-domain kind of research initiatives that we could be focusing on, rather than trying to maybe boil the ocean too wide or tackle the frontier too wide. Maybe we should just have a precise kind of focus for research going forward. Finding out some kind of intersectional space between those 6 domains or 2 or 3 domains combined. What are the risks? I think resourcing, access to computing power, resources, storage, etc. are the biggest risk dependencies and constraint. But with the right kind of focus and sponsorship that this community has got, I remain optimistic that those hurdles will be overcome in the upcoming future. So those are some of my thoughts about it.
Thank you, Arnav. Yeah, thank you for your comments. Anyone else want to comment before we close? If not, I will move to close this first ever Multimodal AI Community Forum. And I would like to say that, repeat like what we said in the beginning, we are going to have our in-person second workshop on multimodal AI in 3 months' time. And in particular, we plan to have a pre-workshop events where we can have different domains sitting together that's on 24th of June. So I think before. So we have booked venues for the afternoon for us to have more closer interactions and discussions. I will welcome you if you can come. We will encourage you to keep in touch, and we will try to open the registration for the next few weeks. And I will also try to confirm the keynote speakers as soon as I can. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the speakers and our keynote speaker, Chunyan, and all the committee members, particularly those working on our perspective paper over the past almost half year from the beginning of conception of this idea. I would like to thank all of you very much for your contribution, engagement, and I really appreciate that. And I'm very pleased to see such an engaging community. I hope to see you in June, and also I think we may meet in some other occasions as well. All the best to your research, your life, and everything about you. Thank you very much. I hope that we can continue this momentum, and as I mentioned in the beginning, we will have those 3 how to say the 3 events of workshop, sprint, and online forum do it annually, so that we can involve different committee members in different way. And today, very good to see people from Zurich, from Germany joining us. With that, I would like to conclude this first Multimodal AI online forum. Thank you very much. And